Hello Werewolf Army, this is Jaden's Videos, and this is finally the first official Nightmare House 2018 Hellish Awakening Haunt build video. Now this isn't really a build video, but it is a very important video for the haunt because today I'm going to be telling you the rooms and the themes in the haunt. The reason I put this off for so long, and the reason I'm not doing a whole blueprint video telling you this like I normally do, is because I am getting a new house most likely next month, and so I do not know the blueprints yet at all, and which is kind of getting me stressed out because Halloween is only 4 months away, and I still don't know blueprints or any of that, and I still haven't really made any props yet since I'm moving soon. So kind of stressing me out because this is supposed to be the biggest year of the haunt and the best year of the haunt, the scariest year, and I don't have anything really planned besides themes yet. But hopefully when I move, I'll be able to get on those blueprints right away and knock those out and then start making props really fast. Now the house that I'm moving into is going to have a bigger room for me, so my Halloween room will definitely be much larger. And we are looking for a house with a garage. That is right. Now, you may be thinking, oh, you're going to do a garage haunt now. Well, you've always done an outdoor haunt and that's been cool. I'm still going to do an outdoor haunt. This is how it's going to work. It will be outdoors and indoors. Guests will go into the garage first. That will be the first scene they see. There will be a few themes inside the garage, and those will be the indoor themes, and I'll tell you which ones will be inside. And then they'll walk out of the garage and go into the yard where there will be all the outdoor scenes just like normal, and hopefully it will be much bigger this year than usual, even though it is big, but maybe this house will be even bigger and it will be able to be huge. And so, but I'm thinking guests will go in and out of the garage, so they'll go in the garage, and then they'll go out, and then they'll go back into the garage, and it will be a different indoor scene, so it will have a facade of a different building. You'll see what I mean when I get to actually doing the blueprints. I know it doesn't make much sense right now, but it eventually will. Now, of course, the main haunt theme this year is Hellish Awakening, so it's called Nightmare House 2018 Hellish Awakening. Now, if you have not seen Nightmare House Lore the Movie 3, you should definitely go see that, because the whole ending scene of Nightmare House Lore the Movie 3 explains the haunt backstory for this year. So I'm not going to spoil it, because it's still part of the movie. But that is the haunt story this year. To sum it up, Dr. Voodoo summons the pit of hell, and they start burning down the town of Nightmare, and now the demons are throwing a festival called Festival of the Fallen in the middle of the town to see how much blood they can collect on Halloween night. So that is technically the backstory for this year. If you want in more depth, go watch Nightmare House Lore the Movie 3 after you watch the first two, of course. But that is the haunt this year. It revolves around one theme called Festival of the Fallen, where all the demons from hell are throwing a festival in the middle of the town of Nightmare, and it's going to be really cool. Now, that is one of the themes, actually. So, of course, as you guys know with my haunt, it is supposed to be in a town. It's supposed to be in the town of Nightmare. But ever since last year, like, it used to just be different parts in the town, up until 2017, which was last year, of course, where I made Nightmare House 2017 The Seas, where it was the town, but it was an overall theme, because it was supposed to be like pirates invaded the town. Now, there were some themes that were not pirate-related in the haunt last year, because they just weren't, because I had to do other themes too, because it's supposed to be a town, so there's going to be some parts that the pirates haven't invaded yet, and you're still walking through the town. But the majority, about, let's say 85% of the haunt was pirates, and then the rest was just other parts of the town that they haven't invaded yet, but it was still a pirate-themed haunt, because it was the majority. Same thing with this year. The majority is hell. The majority is what the demons are burning down in the town. And then there's a few themes that are just supposed to be other parts of the town that the demons aren't in, of course, which is going to be the carnival, the farm, just like always, just so I can use those props still. And that's why I like doing a town as my haunt, the town of Nightmare, because it's so much easier, because I can do any theme, and it's in the town, and I can also do an overall theme, which makes sense. So the overall theme is hell, so 85%, or maybe even 90% of the themes this year will be, I'm not exactly sure, because not all of these themes are confirmed yet. Some of them are, but some of them might be scrapped when I moved into the new house, but you don't know yet. But it's going to be the majority of the haunt is hell. I've been talking for a while, so I'm going to start getting into it. Now, I'm first going to start off with the themes that have to do with the overall theme, the whole hell theme. And the reason I'm doing Hell this year is because Hell is probably one of my favorite topics for Halloween, because I just think it's so creepy and cool. I've always loved demons and devils for Halloween, and so I really wanted to finally do a Hell theme. Last year I did pirates because I really love pirates too, and I wanted to kick off doing an overall theme by doing pirates. This year I'm doing Hell because it's another topic that I really like for Halloween. Now the first theme is Festival of the Fallen. These are not in order of where guests will walk into the haunt. They're in normal order, but the Hell ones I'm going to say first, and then I'm going to go to the other ones. Festival of the Fallen is going to be an outdoor one. I'm not sure what props are going in each theme except for a few. I'm probably going to have Forest Demon in this one. So this is supposed to be the town square, and the demons are invading this, and it's kind of a parade type thing. There's going to be little parade floats with the demons on them. Now it's not going to look cutesy and cool. It's going to be demonic. Like the parade floats are going to be made out of human flesh and bones. And the demons are going to be on them. I'm going to have black banners and purple banners hanging from trees and stuff. I'm going to have bodies hanging from trees, and the demons are going to be burning it down, and the floats will have flames on them and stuff like that. So this is the main room, pretty much. This is the center of attention. Just how Pirate Town was the main room last year. It was like the middle of the haunt, and it was also the town center where the pirates were getting the rum. This is like that. There's also going to be Unearthed. Now this is the portal of Hell itself, so I'm going to have like demons all around it flying up above guests and crawling. It's probably just going to be a prop hanging from like a rope or something in a tree. It's going to look cool, and crawling out of the pit and stuff like that, and it's going to look really cool. I'm going to do a mirror illusion for this one, where I dig a small hole in the ground, and then I make it look like it is the pit, and then I put a mirror, and it looks like the pit just keeps going on and it's endless. I know a lot of haunters do that with different things, so that's what I'm going to do with this. The next one's going to be Doomsday, and if you remember Doomsday last year, it was in my haunt last year, and it was the end of the world. It was the biblical end of the world. I'm bringing that one back because it has demons and stuff, so I'm going to bring that back. I'm not sure what props are going to be in it this year, since a lot of the demons props that were in that one are going to have to be spread out in other parts of the haunt, since it's a Hell theme. The whole haunt is. So I'm not sure what props are going to be in Doomsday this year, but we'll find out what ones look best in there. Death's Toll is the next one, and you may be thinking, wait, how is this Hell? Now, the theme is Hell, but it also goes with voodoo, witchcraft, and just the afterlife in general. That's pretty much the whole basic theme, which is why Nightmare House Lore the Movie 3 goes with voodoo, witchcraft, and the afterlife, because that's the whole basic theme for the haunt this year. Nightmare House Lore the Movie 3 is supposed to cover the haunt. Now, Death's Toll. It is going to be a normal cemetery, but it's going to have like it's going to be a classic cemetery with a twist, pretty much. It's going to have candles on all the tombstones, and there's on an area where a tombstone would be, there's going to be Death's Throne, and there is going to be a Grim Reaper sitting on that. And I got Hanging Looming Phantom for Christmas. I haven't made a video on him yet, but he's definitely going to go in that scene, and it's just going to be a lot of afterlife type Reaper stuff, because those can also relate to Hell. The next one is going to be Sacrificial Dungeon, which is going to be pretty much a cult. I don't know how many actual props I'm going to be using in this scene, and I don't know what type of props to do with the scene will come out this year, so we'll just have to wait and see. But I feel like I'm going to have to make the cult members. They're just going to be cult members wearing red and black robes, and they're going to be in there, and it's going to be like The Pit and the Pendulum by Edgar Allan Poe. There's going to be a guy, obviously a fake prop, or an actor, I don't know yet, strapped down to a table with a pendulum swinging back and forth above him. And they're all going to be doing chants and stuff. And there's also going to be a bunch of burnt body parts hanging from the ceiling, because it's their sacrificial dungeon the satanic cult is worshipping the devil in. The next one is Bedroom of Possession, which is going to be a bedroom. I know that's a very common haunt theme, and just Halloween theme in particular, that a lot of people like to do scenes for. But this one's going to have a big twist. It is going to be a part of the town that the demons invaded, and it is a little children's bedroom, so of course it's going to have all the evil toys and stuff. But there's also going to be pretty much possession going on in there. Exorcisms. I'm probably going to have a nun actor or something spraying holy water. And there's going to be Floating Ghost Girl in there, because I got her for Easter. Levitator Girl, I do have her. I got her at the 50% off sale, but she's not going to go in this one. I'll tell you which one she's going to go in. But this is going to be a really cool scene. Even Boogeyman's going to be in there, like, peeking out of the closet, because it's a bedroom. But it's going to have, like, satanic symbols on the wall and stuff written in blood, and I think it's going to be pretty cool. The Summoning. Now, this one is a witch theme. Like I said, it has to do with witchcraft, voodoo, the afterlife, and hell. The whole haunt does. So this one, it's not really the green-faced witches. I'm going to have a few of those in there, but the majority of this, it's more of like a Salem Witch Trials type witch. Like a real witch that you would see in real life. So they're going to be around bonfires, doing chants. There's going to be Ouija boards, all sorts of ritual type stuff there, which I think is going to be really cool. And it's called the Summoning because they're supposed to be summoning the devil. And so I'm going to have normal witch props in there too, like the flying Wanda on the broom, and she might just be in the distance though, but like, it's gonna be normal witch props, but there's gonna be a very ritual type feel to it. This next one is the Devil's Throne Room. Now if you saw Nightmare House Lore the movie 2, Janice's house is the wooden log cabin. That's essentially what this theme is. It's Janice's house. But it is supposed to be being burned down by the demons, since Nightmare is being burned to the ground, as stated in Nightmare House Lore the movie 3. That does not mean Nightmare House will end, because at the end of Nightmare House Lore the movie 3, it says that Nightmare continues to thrive now under the leadership of Dr. Voodoo. It's just not under Jack anymore, and part of it's being burned down in this year's haunt theme. But no, Nightmare House is not going to be over. There's still going to be a Nightmare House 2019, 2020, all of that. So don't think that my haunt is over, because I'm still continuing it. It's just supposed to leave you like, oh, where's the town going to go next? What's going to happen next now that Dr. Voodoo's leading it? And it's partially burned down. Not the whole thing, of course. So the Devil's Throne Room is supposed to be Janice's house, and the devil, it's going to be burning down. I'm going to have like fog scents. I'm going to have a fog machine there. I'm going to get the embers or the sulfur fog sense smell and have that in there, so it smells like you're walking into a burning cottage. There's going to be a lot of fog seeping out of the holes of the cottage, and there's going to be the Devil's Throne in the corner, and Harbinger of Hell will most likely be in there, and I think that will look pretty cool. And yeah, the Devil's Throne Room is going to be cool. Hellish Cycles. Now I know you guys may think this one sounds kind of dumb at first. It is a motorcycle store. I know what you're thinking. What the heck? But it's going to be cool, trust me. Because the motorcycles are going to be made out of flesh, bone, fire, all of that, and it's supposed to be, it's kind of like it's not supposed to be one of the scariest scenes. It's more of just a cool one to look at. There's not going to be any scares in this scene. It's just a cool one to look at. It's a motorcycle company that the demons are running, because motorcycles and bikers usually wear Reaper type demon symbols on their clothes and stuff, and just motorcycles just seem like they would work with demons. I know you guys are probably thinking that's a kind of stupid theme, but I'll pull it off and you'll see what it looks like. Unholy Cathedral. Now this is one of my favorite ones. This is a cathedral. It's a lot like Until Death Do Us Part from Nightmare House 2016. This year is essentially a revisiting of Nightmare House 2016, but with an overall theme, because a lot of these themes are very similar to themes in Nightmare House 2016. Now, Unholy Cathedral, it is a cathedral that is unholy. It is run by the demons, and there's going to be a goat priest, which I think is going to be pretty cool, performing some kind of ritual at the altar, and that's where I'm going to have Levitator Girl. She's going to levitate up off of the altar, and I think this is going to be a very creepy scene. The next one is Scary Christmas Holiday of Hell. That is right, everyone's favorite Nightmare House theme, which that's what I always hear people say. They say Scary Christmas was their favorite Nightmare House theme of all time. Of course, people say Nightmare House 2017 was the best year, but people always say Scary Christmas was the best room in all of Nightmare House history. So I'm bringing that back, but in a more satanic way, with more Krampus and possibly a fallen angel on top of the Christmas tree instead of a normal angel. It's Holiday of Hell. Now, what I'm planning for this one, if the new house is big enough, this scene might actually go inside of the house. Now, you may think that's kind of dumb, but this is how it's going to work. It'll go inside the house, and that room of the house is going to be set up like the living room. It's going to have Christmas presents there, and it's going to have a black Christmas tree, and all of that, and that'll be cool. Of course, guests will come out of the house again so they can experience the rest of the haunt, but there you go. Now, these ones are somewhat a part of the main theme. Not entirely, but they are somewhat a part of it, because they have to do with a lot of blood, and I'm having the hell theme revolve a lot around blood, since blood is a very sinful thing, for murder is a very sinful thing, and it's a hell theme, sin, hell, so it's having a lot of blood. So these are somewhat a part of the main theme. Here's the torture chamber. Now this is the torture chamber that Jack and Janice kill people in and stuff. So there's going to be a lot of torture props, a lot of just body parts. There's going to be music from Saw playing, all of that. It's going to be very cool. A lot of just torture stuff in there, and actors getting tortured and electrocuted and stuff like that. I think it's going to be pretty cool. Next one's the butcher shop. Just a classic butcher shop because I've never done it before and I've wanted to, and I feel like since this year is supposed to be very intense and very gory, I think this is a good year to do it. Of course, just hanging meat, a butcher, all of that. I think it's just going to be cool. This one is Yoders Mental Correction Association. Now, this is from the Nightmare House lore movies, and this is the asylum that Yolder is in charge of. This is the asylum that all of my characters in my movies are supposed to go to. Wolfie, Jack the Pumpkin. This is the asylum that they get taken to. So I think it's going to be very cool to have it in the haunt, because I'm gonna do some voice acting of my characters and have it playing over speakers in that scene, and then I'm going to have props of some of my characters in that scene, because Yoders Mental Correction Association is supposed to be in the town of Nightmare, as seen in Nightmare House Lore the Movie 3 and mentioned in Nightmare House Lore the Movie 2. So I'm very excited for that one because it's going to be a lot of my characters in that one, which I really think is going to be cool. The next one is Dark Harvest the Barn. Now this is supposed to be the barn from Nightmare House Lore the Movie 2. So it's just going to have normal farm props like always, but it's probably going to have a few references to the actual movie, and it's just going to look cool. It's just going to be a barn. I think it's going to be pretty awesome. Nice farm theme. I've always done the Field of Screams, but I decided to do a barn now, and since it's Nightmare House, I guess making the barn from the movie would definitely work well in the haunt. This next one is Ghost Town, which is another revisiting to a 2016 theme called Deadwood. This is a western town, essentially, and it is a ghost town. I hope to make this one a lot better than Deadwood. I don't know what's going to come out of it yet. I don't really have very many plans for this one yet, but it's just one that I want to do, so I did it. This one has to do with the Hell theme, so I don't know why I didn't mention this one earlier. This is Dollhouse of the Unforgiven. It's going to be another indoor one, and you're going to walk into a giant dollhouse facade. And then you're going to go inside, and things are going to get a little weird. The furniture is going to be doll-sized, and there's going to be dolls everywhere. It's going to look like you're inside of a dollhouse with a bunch of doll props. I'm not sure how I'm going to pull this one off, but I think it's going to be really cool. The reason this has to do with hell is because they're supposed to be demon-type dolls, which is why it's called Dollhouse of the Unforgiven. I think it's going to be really cool, and I'm excited. Next one is a returning one, actually. This is the first returning one on the list besides Doomsday, which is pretty crazy because most of these themes this year are new and have never been in Nightmare House before. Now, this one is The Laboratory. You guys remember The Laboratory from a few years back, and it was from last year and 2016. Not much to say about it because it's just The Laboratory. You guys have seen it for a few years. It's a very awesome scene, but not much to say about it since it's come back a few years. Except that Razortail and Dr. Crazy are going to be in it now because it's Dr. Crazy's laboratory. The next one is Creepy Carnival Circus of Chaos. Now, that one I'm very excited for. It is the Creepy Carnival, like a few years it has been going on, but this is the circus tent itself. Now you are finally going into Yoders Carnival. That is right, the carnival shown in Nightmare House Lore the Movie 3 with Chuckles the Clown. So I'm going to have Chuckles voice acting in there, Penny Slice voice acting in there. It's going to be very cool. And it's going to have a lot of clowns, of course. This next one has to do with the overall theme, but I forgot to mention it because it has to do with the afterlife pretty much. This is Lost Souls Mausoleum. It's just a classic mausoleum scene with a bunch of skeletons and stuff. I'll probably get crouching bones for it and stuff. I'm just excited for this one because it just seems really cool in my opinion. I'm planning on getting the death prop from Distortions Unlimited, new for this year, because it would work very well in that theme. And I think it's going to be really cool. And now we have the Haunted Mansion, another returning one. I'm going to have Steven's lines from the movies playing in it, though, this time. Because since the movies were released, why not include the movies into the haunt this year, since the movies are supposed to be about the haunt. So there you have that. And last but certainly not least is Island of the Headhunters, returning once again for the third year. Now, it's going to have the Headhunters, of course, but it's also going to have the pirates in it. Because some of the pirates that stayed behind during the raid last year were supposed to have gone to the Headhunter Island since it's the tropical area, and so it's going to have pirates there. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'm very excited to finally get the blueprints done, hopefully very soon. As soon as I move into the new house, I'll get to work on those right away. So I'm very excited for that, and I'm very excited for Halloween 2018 and Nightmare House 2018 Hellish Awakening. Let me know what you guys think. Give me some ideas for the themes down in the comments below. And, as always, keep howling at the moon, my werewolf.
Hey, come back. You don't play fair, and you're making me angry. But maybe if you subscribe to Jaden's videos and join the werewolf army, I'll let you live another day. But it's not guaranteed.